here, man. This right here is very disappointing, man. Very, very, very disappointing. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it real with you, man. What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man. Jake Willie Silly, man. A.K.A. Mr. Take It Easy for you end up like VZ. But make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch, man. In the description down below. Everything you know about your boy Jay, it's in the description down below. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, chat. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell y'all, YouTube, man, I am a Twitch streamer. I say that a lot, and I'm about to say it again because so many people are used to me being a YouTuber. You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't know about the Twitch streams and me being a Twitch streamer. Like I said, 5.7K as we speak. But the freaking Steelers, man, it's your dang problem, man. You give this nigga to the ops. You gave this nigga to the ops. Oh my God. You know, in my opinion, the NFC East, man, is going to be the best division in football. You know what I mean? Honestly, man. You know what I mean? It's the best division in football, the NFC East. You know, these freaking, hey man, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, man. These freaking Steelers are gotta be the most jackass franchise of all time. And it's funny how Steelers fans talk like they be winning. Like, it's like the Steelers, you are a 10-7, 9-8 franchise. You barely be making it through. You're a wild card team. Steelers fans is the most delusional and dumbest fan base I've ever encountered with in my life. All the Steelers fans care about is making it to the playoffs. They all they care about. Make it to the playoffs, get bounced out first round. Y'all know the Steelers has not won a freaking playoff game in 8 years? 8 years. The last time they won was in 2017 when they went to the AFC Championship. They're nothing without Ben Roethlisberger. They love trying to, that's what I said, they love trying to talk about my Giants, but the last time y'all won the Super Bowl was when? 2009? The last time y'all won a Super Bowl, bro, was in the early 2000s, just like us. You just be a wild card team. All that Mike Tomlin never had a losing season. He sure do got losing seasons in that playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He sure do have losing seasons in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Steelers. Come on, bro. Steelers. The freak. And the thing is, with Steelers, y'all never going to be good because of that main thing. Y'all never going to be good in the future. Y'all always going to be a 10-7 team and having low draft picks. You went about this all wrong, Steelers. You did terrible in the draft. All you had to do, why did you sign DK Metcalf to a 5-year max contract? That right there was the dumbest thing you could have done. All you had to do, you stupid niggas, was keep Justin Fields. Can somebody tell me why this jackass team released Justin Fields? All you had to do, keep Justin Fields and draft a wide receiver. You could have got Matthew Golden to pair up with George Pickens. You could have got Matthew Golden to pair up with George Pickens as you had Justin Fields as a quarterback. You had a quarterback, jackass. You released him. You know what I mean? Like, you got rid of Justin Fields. Even the Bears, I don't even see why the Bears got rid of Justin Fields. Like, Justin Fields wasn't balling in the second half of the season. You were literally winning with Justin Fields. Bench Justin Fields for Russell Wilson. You was winning with Russell Wilson too, but bench Justin Fields for Russell Wilson. And then after the season done, you traded away Justin Fields. You traded away Justin Fields and then signed DK Metcalf to a 5-year max contract. And after you signed DK Metcalf to a 5-year max contract, not only did you not draft a quarterback in the first round, you traded away George Pickens. Pickens a crybaby anyway. Shut the heck up. Oh my God. I can't stand fans like this, bro. Stop acting like this man wasn't your whole offense. Now y'all finna act like y'all don't need him now? Golly, shut up. He was your best player on offense. I hate when that junk happens, bro. I hate when dumb fan bases love doing that junk. You know what I'm saying? Golly, shut up, bro.
Breaking news out of Dallas this morning. The Cowboys are acquiring wide receiver George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the latest from our NFL insider, Jonathan Jones. The Steelers will reportedly be receiving...
You drafted Will Howard. You drafted Will Howard, bro. Will Howard. We all know Ohio State. The only reason Ohio State really won because of Judkins. We all know that, y'all. If you watch the college football playoffs, you know the only reason Ohio State really made it that far was because of Quinshawn Judkins. The nigga drafted Will Howard. And then you got another D-tackle. You know what I'm saying? Another D-tackle. That jump was crazy. They first round draft pick was a D-tackle. And then the Steelers fans try to make it seem like that's not a bad draft pick. Bro, stop. It's a terrible draft pick. Should have got Shadur Sanders. But bro.
Breaking news out of Dallas this morning. The Cowboys are acquiring wide receiver George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the latest from our NFL insider, Jonathan Jones. The Steelers will reportedly be receiving draft compensation, including a third rounder and some other pick swaps. Pickens is entering the final year of his rookie deal, posting 59 catches for 900 yards and 3 touchdowns this past season. So
dumb team. This team is so dumb.
Way over to Big D this past season.
I meant Quinshawn Judkins. That's what I meant. You know what I mean? I meant Quinshawn Judkins. You know what I mean? Quinshawn Judkins got more touches and was a starting running back for Ohio State. I think I meant Quinshawn Judkins, especially in the national championship. Please stop it. Henderson did good, but stop it, bro.
Averaged about 7.4 targets per game, just over 4 receptions per game. Those 3 total TDs. And if you
they don't want to make it seem like Quinshawn Judkins ain't care because Quinshawn Judkins came from the SEC. But Quinshawn Judkins was a far better running back than Henderson. So please stop that, bro.
Your fantasy team, you probably wanted a little bit more production because he was giving you 7.1 in all those PPR leagues.
Shut the freak up, Tyson. Shut your dumb self up.
We mentioned the man. Now we bring him in. Our lead
talking to me, nigga.
Jonathan Jones. And JJ, we're waking up here on a
Jackass.
Wednesday morning with this news. Is this a surprise to you at all?
Not a surprise at all that George Pickens is no longer going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. They had made that very clear around after trading for DK Metcalf a couple of months ago. And then when we got to the NFL draft, whether it happened on draft weekend or after draft weekend, it was clear that George Pickens was on his way out of Pittsburgh. Not really that big of a surprise if it's Dallas that he winds up with, obviously. We know that Jerry Jones had said they were working on something. We know the Dallas Cowboys during the draft did not take a wide receiver.
You gave these niggas Pickens and CD Lamb. You little dumb little jackasses. I can't stand them Steelers fans. I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. You know what I mean? Honestly. You know, I really, you know what I mean?
Any of the 7 rounds. And of course, they are the Cowboys who sometimes will give up a decent amount of draft compensation in order.
I'm not gonna lie, the Cowgirls, y'all do all this in the regular season and still not gonna win nothing. Y'all still not gonna win nothing. That's the craziest thing about it. Cowgirls still not gonna win nothing. That's the craziest thing about it.
To get a guy that they really want. Remember, they traded a 5th-round pick for Joe Milton.
But you gave the ops.
Last year,
George Pickens.
4th-round pick for Jonathan Mingo with the Carolina Panthers.
And CD Lamb.
And so if there is a surprise in this, Zach, it is giving up a
3rd
compensation for George Pickens. Look, there is no question at all that he has immense talent and that to get someone who is capable of 1,000 yards receiving like he did in 2023 before missing a couple games this past year, the first of his career, and getting just below that threshold. Look, you would always send a 3rd-round pick for that player. But that person, what we have seen in 3 years in Pittsburgh, issues always surrounding accountability and maturity. And so now what you are only guaranteed if you are the Dallas Cowboys is 1 year of George Pickens. There's not that 5th-year option.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, Cowgirls, oh, my God. Y'all got this man for 1 year. So let's go and talk about the Cowgirls. Y'all really lost the trade, too. They really fleeced these niggas. If y'all really want to think about it, like, we got to go in and start, like, they only going to have them for 1 year. They don't have money like that either. Dak Prescott taking most of their money. CeeDee Lamb just came off a freaking up. You said resign him? My man, look. It's either resign him, because he's going to want to max, or let Mika walk. Either Micah going to walk, or George Pickens going to walk. So who is going to be? Because Micah Parsons, y'all don't know he want that max contract. Y'all know that, right? So it's either Micah Parsons walk. Y'all don't have enough to stop. Y'all don't have enough space to re-sign him. No, you don't. I want y'all to hear what he said.
And so now, what you were only guaranteed if you are...
Look. I want y'all to hear what he said. You're not finna franchise. You don't even have a 5th-year option with George. Nigga said franchise tag.
And
listen to what he said, bro.
Maturity. And so now, what you were only guaranteed if you are the Dallas Cowboys is 1 year of George Pickens. There's not...
You're getting 1 year. You don't even have a 5th-year option. You're getting 1 year of George Pickens. So it's either now or never. You said, how you know what we have? My man. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention to every team. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not just a nigga that just, you know what I mean, pay attention to his team. I just, like what I said about the Steelers. I told my homeboy DJ, I said, bro, George Pickens, after I seen DK Metcalf, bro, sign that max contract, I said, it's either George Pickens or TJ Watt. You know what I mean? It's either George Pickens. It's not a surprise. It's a surprise he went to the Cowgirls. You know what I mean? But you know, y'all only got a 1 year option with him. Because Mika Park, you just signed. Dak Prescott taking up most of your money. You just signed CD to a max contract. Now Micah Parsons gonna want a max. Dang, how much money you think you got? George Pickens gonna want a max contract. Mika Parsons gonna want a max contract. You think you're gonna be able to keep them both? So you can resign them, but Parsons gonna walk. What is gonna be? Parsons or George Pickens? Do y'all know? I don't know why people think that you can have multiple superstars on your team and you just not gonna be able. Do you know cap space? Do y'all know cap space? You said George Pickens isn't getting the max. George Pickens, you talking about the same George Pickens that's the top 10 wide receiver in the league? That George Pickens? George Pickens? You talking like George Pickens ain't that nigga or something? I don't get, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand.
Your option that would be available if you cannot agree to terms on a long-term contract at the...
Bro, hey, whether you like it or not, you could try to deny it. Because my boy DJ was just like y'all. You could try to deny it. You know what I mean? Top 10 is crazy. What? George Pickens isn't a top 10 wide receiver? So George Pickens didn't have a better year than Tyreek Hill? You put Tyreek Hill over George Pickens? This season? What? George Pickens isn't a top 10 wide receiver? Oh my God. But Tyreek Hill is?
Conclusion.
Top 18 at best?
His rookie deal, the only sort of mechanism you have is the franchise tag. I don't know that that's a place that the Dallas Cowboys ever want to go with this player. And so, look, again, they are getting more than a third-round talent.
Y'all niggas some casuals, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. These niggas some casuals in this chat. Niggas talking about George Pickens isn't a top 10 wide receiver. Who better than... Name 9. This man said Drake London top 5, but George Pickens not top 5. But Drake London. Drake? Drake? You see what he said? Drake? You talking about the nigga that had the Falcons? You talking about the nigga that had the kid with the half of the kid? Drake?
The player George.
Man, stop playing me up in here.
A risky proposition for the Cowboys in acquiring
the
person and everything that comes with George Pickens.
Success if we go a year from now and if they give up a third round pick, they get George Pickens to hope that he can fall in line, I'll call it, and they then sign him to a new contract. What do you think the thinking in Dallas might be?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. You know, I think
DJ Moore over George Pickens, bro. This man said DJ Moore. Oh my God, bro. Bro, it exposed y'all casualty in this chat. It shows y'all don't watch no other team but y'all team. That is funny to me. That's funny. That's hilarious. You know what I mean? That is hilarious. I'm sorry, y'all. That is hilarious. That's hilarious.
Jones and everyone in Dallas says, okay, we're going to put the star on the side.
It shows how casual y'all is.
And
that boy said Drake
will understand everything that means. You're going to be opposite CeeDee Lamb. You're going to be fed the ball plenty.
No, I'm not arguing.
Prescott in Brian Schottenheimer's scheme. There's no question at all that if we can go out there and be successful,
I'm not arguing.
That you should have no issues with both
I'm not arguing no more.
Getting the football. So everyone there should be happy. I just don't know that that's necessarily going.
McLaurin is not better than George Adams. Devontae Adams is not better than George Pickens. McLaurin is not better than George Pickens. Gary Wilson is not better than George Pickens. And Hill is not better than George Pickens. Please stop it, my boy. I'll say A.J. Brown, bro. I'll say St. Brown. I'll say Lamb, Jefferson, and Chase. But, bro, them other ones, bro, no, they not. DK didn't even have, bro, please stop it, bro. Stop it, bro.
To be the case.
Nigga said freaking Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was trash this season. What are you talking about?
One of the best deep ball catchers in all of the NFL in George Pickens, a guy who knows how to contort his body for any sort of.
Tyreek Hill was trash.
Ball.
It was garbage. You're talking about dropping balls. Tyreek Hill's one of them.
Dak Prescott, the quarterback, absolutely loves the player that he is getting. But look,
Tyreek Hill.
I don't think that there are any tears in Pittsburgh right now within that building that George Pickens is no longer there. It took a lot of resources, a lot of energy, a lot of patience that was drained over these past.
Y'all hear these niggas? Y'all see these niggas?
Sort of like dealing with him, and so again,
y'all see these niggas YouTube, bro?
You
see this?
Have turned things around before. Obviously, George Pickens has.
They acting like George Pickens not this nigga, bro. They talking like this boy regular. That's funny. Y'all see what I'm saying, casuals? Y'all see what I'm saying?
Be able to do
they swear, look, chat. They swear they know what they talking about. They swear they know what they talking about, bro. You know what I'm saying? They swear they know what they talking about.
So Dallas, again, taking a slight risk here.
They swear.
Any mistake about it. In pursuit of getting that other wide receiver that they have been looking for, in pursuit of getting back to that NFC championship game that has eluded them for going on 3 decades now.
Yeah,
so Brandon Ayuk is better than George Pickens, bro.
13, we had Mike Tomlin say after the Bengals win, he's just got to grow up, man, talking about.
I'm getting sick and tired of this.
Who Dallas is getting to bring in.
Stop pissing me the freak off. I'm trying to hold my composure. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to hold my dang composure. Stop pissing me the freak off. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all better shut up talking. Hey, bro. Stop talking to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to hold my composure. I'm trying to sip on my coffee, bro. Leave me the freak alone, gang. You know what I'm saying? If I turn up in this, what? Oh, God. Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Boy, OJ was finna come out, bro. Hey, bro, stop playing on me, gang.
To their wide receiver room. I want to look at the Steelers and how you think and feel about
freaking
them
talking
now.
to me, bro.
What does this mean for them after getting out under Pickens?
Yeah, so we just talked about how Dallas didn't go out and get a wide receiver in the draft. Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers did not draft a wide receiver either. Of course, they did use draft pick compensation in order to obtain DK Metcalf from the Seattle Seahawks and paid him that contract extension. So they like what they have there. Of course, they still have Pat Freiermuth at tight end. They're going to be able to use him. Darnell Washington getting another year in that system. They like what they have.
I mean, bro, look who George Pickens had, though. Like, bro, George Pickens, look who he had. I mean, bro, look who is his. First of all, we gotta go. Look who his offensive coordinator is, Arthur Smith. Look who George Pickens' offensive coordinator is. He has the worst offensive coordinator in the league. In the league, Darnell Mooney better than Pickens.
At running back, of course, the big question is who is going to be throwing them the football. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have already gotten into that next phase of off-season training activities where coaches can be on the field with players. They can kind of throw against air. You would love it if you were a coach of the Steelers, probably if you are an executive.
Not going back and forth with casuals, bro. Y'all do that. I'm not doing that.
On the field,
I hear you, bro. I get you.
Being a part of this sort of OTAs. And look, if you believe that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback of the Steelers, I still believe that that is the case. You wonder, when is he coming in here? Now would be a great time. Yesterday would have been a better time. Tomorrow is an acceptable time for Aaron Rodgers.
Say A-Rod retired, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Of the Steelers. And so That obviously is the next step. And look, GM Omar Khan, he is always about making a deal. And so I don't think that this now means that the Steelers feel absolutely great about their weapons and they're not going to add at all between now and week 1. They certainly could. But as it stands right now, that they are able to get a 3rd-round pick for George Pickens, a player they knew was not going to be on their roster in 2025. They already have their guy in DK Metcalf after a year of trying to get that guy. Go back.
Just don't understand why trade for DK Metcalf. DK not even that much better than George Pickens, bro. If not, I don't even feel like DK better than George Pickens. In my opinion, I feel like George Pickens is a better wide receiver than DK Metcalf, bro. That's just me, bro. I feel like George Pickens, bro, is better than DK Metcalf. What? Like, what are you thinking, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, keep Justin Fields. Look, keep Justin Fields, right? Keep Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? DK is not, bro. DK ain't better than George Pickens, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, bro. Like, I know, bro. I watched George Pickens. I seen when George Pickens got hurt, how that offense looked without George Pickens. You know what I mean? I seen it, bro. How that offense looked without George Pickens, bro. You feel me? That offense looked terrible. You know what I mean? And it's my opinion. You know what I mean? I mean, you said DK is literally better. Didn't DK? I don't even think DK hit 1,000 yards this season. You say he performs in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? Because he has an offensive coordinator. Look who George Pickens got, man. Arthur Smith. You know what I mean? In my opinion, DK is not better than George Pickens. So what I would have done if I was the Steelers, I would have kept Justin Fields. Because, you know, TJ Watt want that max contract. So this is why the trade even went through in the first place. So if they would have just been smart, you know what I mean? Would have been smart, bro. Use their brain. That's what I be saying, y'all. Can somebody tell me, y'all? Can somebody tell me, you know what I'm saying? And George Pickens had 1,000 yards every season. You talking about DK has 4-1K seasons, 4K season. You got to realize George Pickens just came in the league every single season. He had 1,000 yards. So George Pickens. George Pickens is a younger wide receiver than DK. He just came in the league. And every season he had 1,000 yards. What are you saying? He's on the track. He's on that track too. You know what I mean? You forgot he's younger than DK Metcalf. You forgot? Every season George Pickens been in the league, he got 1,000 yards. You know what I mean? You feel me? So like all I'm saying is, gang, you know what I mean? What I would have done, I'm telling you, I would be a great GM, bro. And I'm bro. You know what I mean? I would be look. Cap GP only had 2-1K seasons. Nigga, he only been in the league for that long. I could have swore George Pickens just came in the league, Chad. I could have swore George Pickens just came in the league. I could have swore. My nigga just came in the league. Look at the niggas talking about. What are you talking about? He been in the league. Bro, he just had 1,000 yards. Bro. I could have swore bro just came in the league. That nigga said he only got 1,000 yard season. I could have swore my nigga just came in the league. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Bro, 4 seasons, bro. What you mean? He just hit 1,000 yards this season. Nigga, he's still on his rookie contract. What are you talking about? He's not on his 4th year. This is his 3rd year. The frick is you talking about? It's his 3rd year. He going into his 4th year this season. Niggas be some casuals, bro. Niggas tell me he been in the league. Nigga, he came on his 3rd season. You know what I mean? The frick is you talking about? Bro, you niggas right here some freaking casuals, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Going into his 4th season, bro. You know what I mean? Like, what you talking about? Like, what the freak is you talking about, gang?
And Ayuk and that whole.
You said yes, correct, nigga. I know I'm correct, nigga. What the freak is you talking? I know football more than y'all. It's clear as day. It's clear as day. I know football more than y'all, bro. Talk about, bro. He's been in the league. This is his 4th season. He's going into his 4th season. He's been in the league for 3 seasons. He had 1,000 yards every season. Freak is you talking about? Niggas talking about, bro. You know what I mean? Man, nigga, shut the freak up.
Valiants, they feel good enough. Now it's just about getting the quarterback in the system. We'll see when that is for Aaron Rodgers.
Do you think this move in any way could sway Aaron Rodgers one way or another by sending George Pickens out?
Jackass could have kept a wide receiver, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Could have kept a wide receiver, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Bro, he would have had 1,000 yards. You got to realize George Pickens did get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, and you look that junk up, bro. You don't know what the freak you talking about, bro. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? George Pickens did get hurt, bro. So he would have had 1,000 yards this season for sure. You know what I mean? Just putting like that, you know what I mean? Honestly, bro. You know what I mean? And, basically what I was saying, bro, you know what I mean, when it comes to George Pickens, you know what I'm saying? George Pickens better than DK Metcalf for sure. You know what I mean? I would have kept George Pickens, bro. Would have kept Justin Fields, you know what I'm saying? What else I would have did? And I would have drafted a wide receiver, Matthew Golden, bro. Simple as that, bro.
Whatever Aaron wants to do, he's going to do regardless of what happened here with this trade.
Yeah, it's a good question, but I think that you answered it there, that it's the latter. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers, he certainly
should have got Matthew Golden.
Right, if this actually does sway him, he won't say so. We've already heard him say what is the holdup for him. We've heard him talk about that, and so whatever sort of personal issues he and those around him are going through and working through, hopefully those get resolved to a very satisfactory end, and he's able at that point to be able to sign with the Steelers. Again, Steelers will wait. They're not going to wait forever, but in talking with folks, you sort of get the sense that they do believe that Aaron Rodgers will join them at some point. Of course, they just want it sooner rather than later. I don't think that George Pickens on a one-way ticket out of Pittsburgh heading now to Dallas, that is going to impact Aaron Rodgers. I do believe that these two things are independent of one another.
I know I asked the question, but it's like here we are talking about a George Pickens trade, and we ended up talking in the end about Aaron Rodgers. So the circle always finds a way to get right back to that same old point. Jonathan Jones, thank you so much. Good morning, and thank you for all the breaking news all the time. And of course,
you know what I'm saying, you said know my facts before I open my mouth. Like I said, I count this season. I probably was wrong about the little what's the name, but I count this season as 1,000 yards. If he would have got 1,000 yards if he didn't get hurt, but you know, yeah, I was wrong about the first season. You know what I mean? He hit 1,000 yards, but you don't know football more than me. None of y'all do. All you do is look stuff up and think you know stuff, bro. You are casual, and it proves you're casual. You know what I'm saying? I count this year as 1,000 yards, bro, because if he didn't got hurt, he would have hit 1,000 yards this season. You know what I'm saying? So please just stop it. You know what I mean? Y'all niggas don't know freaking football for real, for real. I hate when people be acting like you know football. I ain't got to look up on Google, bro. You know